For decades, obesity has often been portrayed as a simple failure to move enough. Public health messages have long encouraged people to get active, placing heavy emphasis on exercise as the main solution to weight gain. While movement is unquestionably important for overall health, emerging evidence increasingly supports a crucial shift in focus. Calorie intake, not physical inactivity, is the dominant driver of the obesity epidemic. Understanding this distinction is essential, not just for effective prevention and treatment, but also for crafting public policy and shifting cultural attitudes around weight management. Obesity fundamentally arises from a sustained imbalance between energy consumed and energy expended. But when we look closer, it's clear that the modern food environment has made it much easier to consume far more energy than our bodies need, often without realizing it. The human body is remarkably efficient at preserving energy, and it evolved in a world where food was scarce and movement was non-negotiable. In contrast, today's world is saturated with high-calorie, ultra-palatable foods that are inexpensive, aggressively marketed, and easy to overeat, often requiring little chewing or satiety. These foods distort our internal hunger and fullness signals, making it easy to consume hundreds of excess calories in a single sitting. Physical activity certainly burns energy, but far less than most people assume. A brisk walk might burn around 100 calories per mile, and even a strenuous workout typically burns only a few hundred calories, roughly the equivalent of a small dessert or a sugary beverage. Worse, many individuals unconsciously compensate for exercise by increasing food intake, either due to increased hunger or a perceived, earned reward. While exercise is indispensable for cardiovascular health, mental well-being, and muscle preservation, its role in producing significant weight loss on its own is often modest. In contrast, even small, sustained reductions in daily caloric intake can lead to meaningful weight changes over time. What makes this realization so powerful is that it reframes obesity as less a matter of laziness and more a consequence of an obesogenic environment, one where calorie-rich foods are omnipresent, portion sizes have ballooned, and cultural habits reinforce excessive eating. This helps move the conversation away from blaming individuals and toward addressing systemic factors such as food policy, education, and marketing regulations. It also empowers people by giving them a clearer target: their eating habits, which are modifiable, measurable, and more directly connected to body weight than their gym attendance. This doesn't mean exercise isn't helpful in managing weight. In fact, once weight is lost, physical activity becomes one of the strongest predictors of keeping it off. It also helps preserve lean muscle mass during weight loss, which is crucial for metabolic health. But its strength lies more in helping maintain weight and support metabolic function than in driving large weight losses on its own. That's why programs that pair dietary changes with physical activity consistently outperform those that focus on either one alone, but especially those that rely only on movement. Importantly, emphasizing caloric intake over physical activity should not lead to a culture of restriction or fear around food. Rather, it's about being more aware of how easily calories accumulate and making smarter choices that align with long-term goals. It means recognizing the hidden calories in processed foods, learning to eat more slowly and mindfully, prioritizing fiber-rich whole foods, and creating food environments, both at home and in communities, that support rather than sabotage health. There's also a liberating aspect to this shift. Many people find exercise hard to maintain due to time constraints, physical limitations, or lack of motivation. Knowing that they can make meaningful progress on their weight goals through changes in eating, not just long hours in the gym, can be motivating. And when exercise is reframed as something we do for joy, strength, and mental clarity rather than as punishment for eating, it becomes easier to sustain over the long term. Ultimately, recalibrating our understanding of obesity to focus on caloric intake as the primary lever gives us better tools, more compassionate messaging, and a stronger scientific foundation. It aligns with how our biology works and acknowledges the powerful influence of our food environment. Instead of pushing people harder to move, we can help them rethink how they eat. And in doing so, open the door to better health, greater confidence, and more sustainable change.